Hey, and good morning or good afternoon to you, depending on what time you're taking this class. My name is Marisa Cormandy, and today I'll guide you through a 60-minute Vinyasa all levels class. Coming to you this morning from Lake Kiowee. We were able to get out of town this week, and I'm glad to bring you this serene setting on Jeff's parents' back porch. So look forward to guiding you through this practice, and hope that this practice will leave you a little bit lighter emotionally, physically, and give you a good sweat, but then also give you a little rest at the end. So without further ado, grab a pillow. I don't have all my stuff here, so no props. We're just gonna wing it today. I just have my mat, and I grabbed a cushion from the patio furniture. So trying to find a nice comfortable seat just to get started. In here, really lift the chest and try to get the shoulders over the hips. And then close your eyes gently. Palms are either face down or up on your thighs or your knees. And feel the belly just rise and fall. Maybe the chest rise and fall. As you start to deepen your breaths and become more intentional as you breathe. Inhaling maybe for 4 or 5. Exhaling for 4 or 5. Emptying all the air out each time. Find your mind wandering, just bring it back to your breath. Feel the chest and the belly rise, and then the belly fall, the chest fall. Feel where your feet touch the earth, where your sits bones touch the earth or whatever you're sitting on. Feel a lightness in the chest and the head. As you focus inward on this breath. Just a couple more rounds to get centered. Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze down, we'll begin practice with 1 Om. Inhale for Om. And then keeping your eyes closed here, just take a second to set your intention for your practice today. If nothing comes to mind, if there's no one immediately you need to send some positive energy to, you can just send it to the world. You can send it to the pain, to some of the suffering that's going on. Or you can simply just try to find some gratitude during this practice. Keep your eyes closed to your gaze down, and we'll move into tabletop position. So coming over to your knees and hands, tabletop position, knees right under hips, hands right under shoulders. Drop the belly as you inhale, looking forward. Exhale, round through the back like a cat. Push the navel into the spine as you exhale. Following your breath here, inhaling and exhaling, cat and cow. Just loosening up the back. And just, if it feels right, expanding these movements. Maybe you come into a half cow, a child's pose, Maybe it's a little bit more forward in the arms. You can take those fingertips back towards the knees as you inhale and exhale. And then there's always the opportunity for C curves over one way.
I'm not sure I understand.
And then the other way. Just a couple more rounds here of your cat and cow. 3 more breaths. And from time to time, I will pause the practice that I'm doing as your example, just to guide you through a couple of poses. One more full round of cat and cow. And then transition to your first downward facing dog. Lifting the hips. Gaze follows to the heels or the back of the mat. And then try to relax the shoulders away from the ears, so lengthen the neck. Push the thumb, the index finger, all 10 fingers into the mat. And then heels are moving towards the mat. Lift the hips a little bit more. And then with straight legs, take some baby steps to the top of the mat. Bring your big toes to touch. Come right to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. Come right to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Last time, come to a halfway lift. Get really long, crown of the head forward, sits bones back. Maybe palms are even up here. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Maybe bend the knees as you come up. Give you some extra space. And exhale, fold down, forward. Just warming up the low back. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, fold. Let's do this one more time. Just warming up the back if you're tight like me. And exhale, fold. Really make it your best one yet. Inhale, halfway. And then plant your hands, high plank. Holding here in this high plank. A nice flat line from shoulders to hips to heels. And just starting to feel that heat build as you warm up the core. Maybe pay attention to where your shoulders are over your hands for 4, 3, 2, lower all the way down. Tuck the elbows in nice and tight, come to the belly. Inhale for cobra or baby cobra. Hands can be up or down, but it's a nice light back bend. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale, high up on your toes. Take those steps, or you can take 2 big steps to the top of the mat. Big toes touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Plant your hands, come to that high plank and just take a pause. And inhale here. And on your exhale, slowly lower down to your belly. Untuck your toes, baby cobra. Downward facing dog. 2 more times we'll go through that sun A, and we'll take some variations. You can always stick with that option of what we just did, or you can try some new things like a chaturanga or a hop to your feet. Inhale, high up on your toes. Jump or step to the top of the mat. Come into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Reach tall, get long through the side body. Then exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, high plank. You can come to low plank or back to that baby cobra. Up dog or cobra, excuse me. Misspoke there. Facing dog. Get ready for our final sun A. Inhale, high up on the toes. 1 breath per move. Exhale, step to the top. Come to an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Come all the way up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, high to low, chaturanga or baby cobra, up dog, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Trying to find the ease in this down dog to relax the shoulders, the backs of the legs. Lengthen the low back and regain control of your breath as we move to the sun B. Inhale, high on the toes. Exhale, jumper step to the top of the mat. Come into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale for chair pose. Sink down nice and low, sweep the arms up. And just hold here for a second. Building the stability in this pose. For 4, 3, 2, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, high to low. You can come to your belly or chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Lift your hips, down dog. Inhale your right leg high. Step it forward, warrior 1. Spin the back heel down. Then gaze, reach up. Staying here for just a second, getting comfortable in your warrior 1. Seeing what you need to stretch out. Seeing what feels tight, where you can let go. For 4, 3, 2, exhale down. Plant your hands, step back, high to low. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Inhale your left side. Step it forward, warrior 1. Inhale, rise. Again, settling into this pose the first time. For 4, 3, 2, exhale, come down, step back. Left foot meets right, lower down. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale, high up on your toes. Jumper step to the top of the mat. Come into your halfway. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, another sun B. Sitting nice and low. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. Vinyasa, step back, high to low. You can always come to your belly. Take cobra from your belly. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Step it forward, warrior 1. This time open out to warrior 2. Arms are out wide. Right hand in front of you, left hand to the back. For 3, 2, vinyasa. Plant your hands. Step back, high to low. Just trying to give you a better angle. We'll meet down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Step it forward, warrior 1. Open out, warrior 2. Sinking in here, feeling the stretch in the hip flexors, gazing over the left middle finger. 3, 2. Take a deep inhale. Vinyasa. Clench your hands. Step back, high to low. Downward facing dog. One more time through our sun B's after these 3 breaths. And you should feel your heart rate coming up. Inhale high on the toes. Jumper step to the top of the mat. Come to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale for chair pose. Sit nice and low. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway, lengthen the back. Exhale, plant the hands. Vinyasa, high to low or to your belly. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Step it forward, warrior 1. Open out, warrior 2. This time, inhale for peace warrior. Really stretch through the right side body. 3, 2, and 1. Deep inhale. And exhale, cartwheel your hands, vinyasa. Step back, high to low. Meeting down dog. Left leg's high. Step it forward, warrior 1 to the left side. Open out, warrior 2. Inhale for peace warrior, reach back. For 3, 2, take a deep inhale. Vinyasa. Step back, high to low. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale, high up on the toes. Make your way to the top of the mat. This time, separate your feet hips width distance. And find a nice deep forward stretch. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on the shins, or maybe knees. And then exhale, fold forward. Maybe grabbing the big toes and the peace sign fingers. Again, trying to get back into your rhythmic breathing. Making space in the back of the thighs, in the low back. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Bring your big toes together to touch. I'm just going to turn to face you. And we're going to go ahead and move into a chair sequence. So sweep your arms up. Sink nice and low into your chair, trying to keep your heels on the ground. You can always have your hands here. Hands can be up if you can relax the shoulders, or they can be out like cactus arms. The important thing is that we've got our thighs zipped up and we're sinking nice and low as we can. We're challenging ourselves, pushing ourselves here to grow. This time, everyone bring your hands to prayer heart center. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, twist to the right. Breathing here, even in the twist. Wringing out the organs, detoxing. Two more breaths. Last one. And exhale, come back to center, straighten the legs, separate the feet, hips width distance, and then take another forward bend. You can grab the big toes or You can take gorilla, palms underneath the feet. Relax your head and neck and stay there in your forward fold. Play around with maybe straightening your legs, maybe one at a time. And trying to regain that steady breath, your Ujjayi breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. I'm sorry, out through your nose. It's not at all Ujjayi breathing. In through your nose, out through your nose. Whatever bind that you have, go ahead and release it. Heel toe your big toes back to touch. Come into your halfway lift. Get long. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, other side. So coming up, settling into that chair, first facing forward. Get nice and solid. See if you can maybe push yourself to go a little deeper and then bring your hands to prayer heart center. Inhale deeply. Exhale, twists. Trying to get those hands to prayer heart center. And maybe sacking the left shoulder over the right. For 4, 3, 2. Come back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, high to low. Up dog or cobra. If you're in up dog, remember thighs are off the mat, knees are off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high, and then bend the knee, open up the hip. You can stay here for this juicy stretch, or slowly, gently flip your dog. For 4, 3, 2, slowly, as slow as you can, come back to 3-point, and then high plank to side plank. So right hand stays down, left hand lifts. And if you do the wrong side, it doesn't matter. Just do the other side next time. And then try to curve the hips up as much as you can. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Take a vinyasa if it feels good. You can always use your knees. Baby cobra, or up dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale to your left leg. Bend this knee. Open the hip. Maybe this feels good. Stay there. If you love a deep back bend, turn over for wild thing. For 5. For 4. 3. 2, 1. Slowly and gently come back over. Come to your high plank and side plank. Holding here just a few more breaths for 3, 2, and 1. Vinyasa or down dog. Three breaths in your down dog, stretching out the low back. Inhale your right leg high. Step it forward for warrior 1. Inhale, rise. Now we've already been here, but you're gazing forward, trying to get as low as you can in that front bent knee. Back leg is straight and strong. And then trying to square the hips towards the top of your mat. It's hard. Takes a lot of flexibility. Staying here. Open out warrior two. You notice I move my feet so that they're in line after that warrior one. And just stay here, relax the shoulders down away from the ears. For 4, 3, 2. Just for an inhale, reach back, peaceful. And on your exhale, modified or full side angle. This is modified. Knee on the elbow on the knee or thigh. And full is to come down. Fingertips on a block or the mat. Again, trying to stack shoulder over shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. Plant your hands, step your right foot back to meet your left, vinyasa, or meet in down dog. Inhale your left leg high. Step it forward, warrior one. You might notice that one side is easier than the other. So pay attention. That can cause imbalance, right, in your body. One side is more flexible than the other. That's why we do a lot of unilateral things in here. Open out warrior two. Make sure those shoulders are over those hips. Sink nice and low. Reach back, peaceful. And then modified or full side angle. Well, I just got a back crack. I hope you were lucky enough too. So you can see it from a different angle here, but trying to keep the hips towards the center line. Shoulders stacking. 3, 2, and 1. Vinyasa or meet in down dog. Three breaths here. Inhale high up on your toes. Make your way to the top of the mat. Come into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, come all the way up for a standing series. Don't worry, we'll get back to some of those traditional yoga poses. But we're gonna work on equanimity now. Really balancing the right side of the body and the left side of the body. And again, kind of that unilateral work to help strengthen each side. We'll start with tree pose. For tree pose, you'll take your right foot into either your shin or to your inner thigh. And then really balance the hips here. Find them, feel them, keep them square. Tuck the navel into the spine, but lift the chest at the same time. Nice tight core. Squeeze the foot into the inner thigh. Hands can stay at prayer, or you can grow the tree. For 4, 3, maybe challenge yourself a little bit here, look up, gaze up, maybe lean back, and make your way down as gracefully as you can. Shake it out, we'll switch to the other side. So tree on the right foot with the left leg this time. Again, inside the shin, try to avoid the knee joint. Inner thigh. Hands come to prayer heart center. Check those hips. Tuck the navel into the spine, but then lift the chest. It requires a lot of core action here. And then take it where you want to. Maybe you stay here. Maybe your arms come up. Maybe you clasp your hands overhead. You've got loose shoulders. Maybe you look up. But we've got 3 more breaths. 2. And 1. Slowly come back down and release. Nice work so far. Let's take it into a standing leg raise. So I don't have great hamstring flexibility. And as you know, we've all been struggling with some of our workouts here at home, and I haven't probably been doing as much yoga. I've been doing a lot of walking and stuff like that. But standing leg raise. So you can either hold onto your knee, or if you can, grab your big toe. You can keep your knee bent as much as you need to, but try to keep those hips even. For 4. Be kind to yourself if you've got tight hamstrings. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. So we're just doing it forward right now. And don't worry, we'll add on a little bit. But maybe if you don't usually hold your toe, try to hold it today. If you're wonky like me a little bit, that's okay. It'll get there. But you can always take the knee too. Again, trying to keep the hips even. Standing leg raise on the right leg with the left knee or left foot. Trying to keep the chest lifted as much as possible. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come down. Nice work here. This time we're going to take it out to the side. And a lot of sequences kind of move together, and they do forward and to the side, but we just broke it up today because it's all levels, right? It's a difficult move. So you can either take your knee or that foot again, and we're going to point it out to the side. Again, trying to keep the hips even. So maybe playing around with that standing leg and maybe leaning more towards the inside. And if you have the space, reach that arm out. Maybe take your gaze opposite of the knee. For 4, 3, 2, come back to center for stork pose, which is just unassisted knee raise. Straighten the leg. Unsupported leg raise for 3, 2, slowly lower down. Nice work. Other side. You guys are doing awesome. Inhale the knee in, and then slowly take it out. Just check yourself. If you've got a mirror or a piece of glass you can check in on, try to get those hips even. It's really easy to make them uneven. Even them out, and then open it as much as possible. All 4 corners of a standing foot. Maybe you can gaze over that lifted hand out to the side. Challenge yourself for 3, 2, don't let it down yet. Come back into the center for stork. And then unsupported leg raise, straighten the leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. One more standing pose, dancer. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 more. Forgot eagle almost. We'll start out with eagle, and then we're gonna go right leg eagle, left leg eagle, right leg eagle into dancer, and then left leg eagle into dancer. Sound good? Right leg, so bring the right leg up and over. Sink nice and low into this chair first. Really squeeze the inner thighs together. Find your stability. If you want the shoulder stretch, it's right under left. For 4, 3, 2, keep that core in, and slowly rise. Other side, don't worry, you'll have another chance to get there. This time, switch sides, left over right. Really squeeze the thighs together, engage the core, neutralize the pelvis, sink low. And then, arms only if you want. Left under right. You can always keep your hands at prayer heart center. It's just a shoulder stretch. Keep the shoulders lifted, back is flat. Maybe sink a little lower and slowly come up. So this time, we're gonna be an eagle for a little less time, and then we're gonna lift our leg up and move to dancer. It's gonna be our big challenge for the day. But you guys are warm and you're ready, and before you're too tired. Bring the right up over the left. Sink low here. Now come back to that stork pose. Keep a slight bend in the left leg. Grab the inside of the right foot. So eye of the elbows pointing out. And make sure you've got, again, a nice soft bend. And then kick the foot into the hand, reaching forward. And then maybe trying to even out the hips for 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a long one on that standing leg. Whew, shake it out. 2 more standing poses. We'll move from eagle to dancer on the left side. Ready? Eagle. Just take a breath. And then slowly, keeping a bend in that right knee, grab the left foot, open the shoulders, and then kick into the left hand. Opposite hand reaches forward for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come down. Big toes touch. Inhale. Excuse me. Reach up. And exhale. Fold forward. Inhale. Halfway lift. Take about 30 seconds here. Make your way back to a down dog if you want a vinyasa. If you need some water, like I do, since I've been talking this whole time. Thank you for that break. We'll meet in down dog. A couple more of those kind of typical vinyasa standing poses. Some crescent lunge, some triangle, some wide leg forward fold, some intense leg stretch. And then we'll make our way to the floor for our floor work. And you've got about a count of 5 before we get started. So if you're not in down dog, find your way there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale your right leg high. Let's step forward to a high lunge. So making sure your feet are about hips width distance. High lunge. And then come to a crescent. Back leg is as straight as you can get it, lifting the back of the knee, pushing the heel towards the baseboard behind you, sinking low into the front right thigh. For 4, 3, 2, open out, warrior 2. We're going to take a straight leg. Woo, this my thing is slippery. It's a peaceful warrior, straight leg, peaceful warrior. Stretch out that side to a triangle. So finding something to rest your hand on. Maybe it's up here. This is a great triangle. Maybe it's the shin. Maybe you can touch your toe or the mat, or use a block, or a can of paint, or a water bottle. Whatever you have. For 4. Keep breathing. 3, 2. Use your core. Push down through the feet. Stand all the way up. All 10 toes face towards the left side of your mat for a wide leg forward fold. Coming down here. Taking a little active recovery. Again, trying to balance inner edges of the feet, outer edges of the feet, toes, heels. All 4 corners, that's what we mean. Relax the head and neck. And then using your core strength, hands back at hips, slowly rise. We're going to face the top of your mat for an intense leg stretch. So shorten your warrior stance And it's really wide, almost to the edge of your mat. Hips are square. Make sure you get them square first. And then slowly lean forward over that front right leg. Maybe you can use your pillow that you've got. Maybe you have blocks or fingertips. But really try to keep those hips square. And as soon as this stretch gets easy, question yourself, did you fall out of alignment? Because it is called intense leg stretch for a reason. For 4, 3, 2, take a twisting triangle. This is my favorite pose. You can always stay there. Twisting triangle. Bring that left hand in front of the right toes and twist. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Take your vinyasa if you feel like it, or you can go to down dog, whatever is what you need for this practice right now. Nice work. I don't know about you, but my right leg feels so much different in this down dog than my left leg does after those stretches. Inhale your left leg high. Step it forward for that high lunge. During the high lunge, again, feet separated about hips width distance, maybe wider. Find your stability. This is about the stretch, not about being on a tightrope. Try to straighten the back leg, squaring the hips, staying here, sinking as low as you can for 4, 3, 2, and open out, warrior 2. Ooh, these runs are slippery. And then straight leg peaceful warrior. Reach back. 2 straight legs, push down into the mat. Push away, fingertips to hip. Really reach. Triangle pose. Trying to sap the right hip over the left, right shoulder over left. Both legs straight and strong. Push down through the feet for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise. Use your core. Push down to lift up. And wide leg forward fold the other side. I'm turning back this way to spare you that view. You want to take a different bind this time. You can clasp your hands behind your back, outer edges of the feet. Whatever feels good. Just holding in this wide leg forward fold. We're about 43 minutes into class. We're making our way down to our mat next. Breathing here, finding length in the back side of the whole body. Hamstrings, glutes, low back, mid back, back of the neck. And slowly release any bind that you have and come all the way up. This time we'll set up for intense leg stretch on the other side. I've got my left foot forward. It's a short, wide stance. Square the hips, heart forward, and slowly lower down. You can stay here. If you're ready, take the twisting triangle. Plant the right hand in front of the left foot. Reach up. Trying to stack the shoulders, keep the hips even. Keeping your breath. Very hard pose to breathe in. You got this for 3, 2, 1. Last vinyasa. Let's make our way down. You can always skip it though. Up dog, cobra. Lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Let's come down to the knees. I think camel is the easiest thing to teach from a streaming perspective. So we'll focus on camel and then we'll do a couple bridges. If you're a really experienced yogi and you have got wheel in your practice, go right ahead. It's just so unique to me to not be there with you. So I just try to take the most all levels approach as possible. Go ahead and come to the knees, hips with distance. I like to take my hands like I'm putting in my back pockets. Squeeze my elbows together. I've got tight shoulders, so they don't go together that easily. And then I lift the chest. Think about where those hips are in space right now and leave them there. As you just lift forward and you lengthen from your pelvis to your chest. You lengthen from the low back to the mid back. You lengthen from the mid back to the neck. Trying to keep those elbows together, pressing forward. Just 2 more breaths. 3, 2, slowly come down. We'll do 1 more just like that. If you have it in your practice, you can go ahead and maybe tuck your toes, reach back for your heels with your fingers. I'll try to show you that. I'm not very good at it, especially since I've been out of the yoga studio, trying to do this on my own. It's hard, right? Second camel. So here's your option, tuck your toes. You're on your toes, your heels are up a little bit higher. So again, take those hips, keep them where they are in space. Reach back for your heels. Oh, I don't have the space today, I didn't warm up enough. And if not, you can always take that traditional option that we did before with the hands and the glutes for 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Let's make our way on to our backs. So I'm going to move you a little closer so you can see. Sorry, just got an update. Gotta love trying to film your own yoga class when you're not very experienced or. Okay, let's take it for bridge. We're just gonna do 2 here. But bridge is so important to open up again, keep opening the shoulders, the hips, strengthening the legs for these back bends, very important. Bring your heels as close as you can to your glutes, lift your hips. I like to keep my arms up to focus on using my legs for strength. If you have the space, you can clasp your hands underneath and then walk your shoulders for a really deep shoulder stretch. For 4, 3, 2, slowly come down. We'll do that 1 more time. Take in whichever variation you like. It'll be probably a total of 5 full breaths. Last back bend, make it your best. Really plant your feet into the ground, knees straight ahead, toes on 12 o'clock. Lift your hips. Three more breaths here. Maybe you can come a little higher, lift your hips a little bit more. 2, and slowly lower down. Nice work here. Woo, I'm sweaty today. Let's go ahead and move into our seated stretches. So we've got about 10 minutes left. We'll work on our hips first. So I prefer a pigeon this way, but it's all what you prefer. Maybe you want to take a seated pigeon, which is fine, which looks like this. You can lie on your back, or you can take half pigeon on your belly. If you do so, knee to the outer edge of your mat, foot underneath your pelvis. Back leg, your pigeon tail is straight. Stay here until you feel that you have a little bit more space. And then if you do, you can always come down further and further. Keep thinking about squaring those hips, bringing the right hip back, left hip forward. Then I have a new stretch that I took on a class I took online that I really liked. And it's called Fallen Deer or Fawn or something, I don't know. I'm sure that's definitely the yoga name for it. But basically you take your legs, so that your pigeon leg is just where it is and the left knee is bent back. So your knee's kind of by your foot and it comes back. And then from here, you stretch over that right leg. And I just thought this was a really lovely stretch from a class I was taking that I enjoyed. You can kind of walk your way over to the right too. It's a little easier on the knee than pigeon, so you can always have this as an option too. And slowly come up. We'll switch sides. Pigeon on the other side, seated or lying down, or lying here. If you get to a place where it feels really easy, there's a way you can advance this stretch. Maybe it's to lean your arms out front, maybe it's to come down lower to your chest. Maybe it's to bring that foot up a little bit higher, straighten out the back leg, even out the hips. There's always little tweaks you can make to enhance a posture. And there's always tweaks you can take to decrease any pressure, right? So come reaching up, coming back a little bit, backing off. It's one of the best things yoga teaches about our bodies is getting to know them and really checking in with what you need, what you want, what's easy, what's hard. And then slowly come over to that left hip, wherever you were, if you're on your back. You want to try this kind of fallen fawn or fallen deer, I can't remember the name. I'll get it for next time, I promise. And then just working your way over that left knee this time. It's just a different stretch, right? You can kind of really reach out, stretch out the back. Slowly make your way up. Straight leg seated forward fold. So sitting nice and tall, feet are flexed, legs are activated. Get really long through the upper body and then slowly lean forward. You can grab the outer edges of your feet, the outer edges of your shin. You can even just put your hands here and use your core to pull yourself forward. Find that length through the low back. It's heart forward. Crown of the head is like 45 degrees. So it's a nice active stretch here. And then slowly, we'll take a tabletop position or a reverse plank. So bring your feet down to the mat, lift up for a reverse tabletop. It's a nice shoulder stretch here. Relax the head back. You can always do a reverse plank here with your legs straight. And then make your way into your fish pose. Bring your forearms and your hands kind of underneath your pelvis there, your sits bones. And then lift the thoracic spine, chest lifts, reaching back. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly make your way down. If you have a prop that you'd like to use for an inversion, go right ahead. We're just going to take about 5 breaths, so maybe shoulder stand isn't the best for that, but if you have to do it, go ahead. But you can always do waterfall by placing your hips underneath a block or a pillow. And really the goal here is just to let the blood flow the opposite way. Inversions give that to us. Our hips are above our heart, so things move in the opposite direction they do all day. I always feel my feet start to cool, and it happens just after 3 or 4 breaths. Remove that. Setting up for a supine twist. Bring your both knees over to the right, gaze over your left shoulder. Just get a nice deep stretch here. And use your core, bring your knees in, other side. And set up for your final resting pose, Shavasana. I'm going to sit up to guide you through it, but go ahead and lie down. So relax, arms come out wide, palms up. Feet are mats with distance, and they rest. They just flop open, they rest. Shoulders are down away from the ears, maybe tuck them in. And then just follow my words as we go through the body. And sometimes I like to imagine it's like a light that will fill my body, or like, you know, you think of filling a glass. So I start from the crown of the head. Right, the crown of the head reaches towards the sky, reaches towards the heavens, reaches towards a higher power, the universe. And feel your forehead soften, your third eye relax, the space between your eyebrows. Then feel your cheeks and your jaw, your lips part slightly. Your tongue rests on the bottom of your mouth. Your chest is soft. Your shoulders are down away from the ears. Biceps and triceps relax. Forearms